Hi, this is Trey Passer. Welcome to my review of Young Justice Season 3, The Outsiders. This is going to be a spoilers review of episodes 10 to 13, which is like the end of the first half of the season. Uh, this third season, I believe it begins again in July. Excuse me, not July, June. Okay, so we got, 13 episodes for Season 3. And I've been enjoying it so far. If you've been watching my reviews, I've been really enjoying it. And on the DC streaming service. So that, again, this video is going to have spoilers in it. Now, episode 10, I'm just looking on my phone just so I know remember the titles. I watched this 2 days ago, and I want to make sure I get the title. This one is called Exceptional Human Beings, and this one is basically takes place on the island of Santa Prisca, where the search for Tara Markova, the sister of Geo-Force, they're on the lookout for her. She was actually kidnapped, as a metahuman and stuff. And so they're basically looking for her. But who was looking for her? That's the key. We find out the episode opens with them, with our team, sneaking on the island, and the team is Batman, Katana, and Metamorpho. And the way they go on the island is really cool. The way they do it visually, how they sneak onto the island. And again, they're searching for Tara Marakova, sister, excuse me, little sister of Geo-Force, who's who's former prince, and they're looking for her, and they encounter various villains. And we see Lady Shiva, who we saw, I believe, in episode 9, who basically cut off King Orm's head, or Prince Orm, excuse me, cut off his head because it was going to interfere with the Light's plans. So we see her. We see the Terminator. We actually see Bane. Okay, and who else I believe is on the island? A couple of other villains, but basically they go on the island on a covert mission to basically try to look for Terra and other metahumans. Okay, and Oracle is leading the she's the voice in the ear as they're heading on. And we get to see some good battles. See Batman battle Bane, and Metamorpho fight Lady Shiva, and Katana fight Lady Shiva, and I think even Metamorpho fights the Terminator, Deathstroke. Okay, and also at the same time we have Geo-Force. He's getting impatient because he wants to find his little sister, and they have to kind of Dick is trying to tell him that you got to be patient, and he's basically telling him because he's thinking no, they're not looking for her. He said we do have a team. He's basically letting them know, yes, we do have a team that's looking for her. So you got to calm down and continue the training. Okay, he's a bit of hothead, but you also see that only Halo, she can calm him down, and they're starting to become really close. Okay, and you can tell that he's crushing on her, and they're becoming really close. And this episode's good because you get this again. You get to see Batman, Metamorpho, some good scenes with them and Katana. And they're discovering that island and stuff, and blowing things up and looking for Terra and stuff. And they get good intel out of that, and that's how the episode kind of ends with that. And we move on. I'm gonna get the next episode, which is oh yeah, I forgot. There's one other thing that's in this episode. We get to hear we get the first appearance of Victor Stone. Okay, and you know who Victor Stone is if you've read comics and seen Teen Titans. He's AKA Cyborg. We get to see him, he's pleading his case with his father to, come see his game. He promised before. His father promises he's going to come, but of course he doesn't come. He gets the Justice League guy kind of gives him a father box that they had from a mission, and they want him to kind of, look into it and see, that's tech from Apocalypse, and see if he can hack it or something. And they tell him to be careful. This is dangerous. And of course, you know, you know how the story goes, but that's how this episode kind of ends with his father getting caught up and not going to his game. Of course, Victor's angry at this, even after he has a great game and he wants, and he's really mad. Okay, so the next episode is called Another Freak. Okay, and this episode opens with Victor Stone coming to confront his father and telling his father, why, how come you didn't come see my game? And his father's telling him, don't worry about that. You won't need football. Okay, if you concentrate on your grades. He said, listen, I got a 4.0. I'm smart. Yeah, I'm intelligent, but you just don't care. You're caught up in this, in your work, and you don't care about me. And he's trying to calm him down, but Victor's not having it. And of course, there's an accident, and Victor happens to be there, and when he's getting ready to storm out, boom, the lab explodes, and of course he gets caught up, and he gets literally, blown, literally almost to bits. And you see him, with half of his face and half his body blown off, and he's basically dying. And of course, they, you know, his father thinks, oh, wait a minute, I can use this father box, and you know, the other scientists are telling him, no, don't do it. But he said this is the only way to save him, because this motor box is supposed to repair things, and so he hooks his father, and it literally does make his repairs Victor, but of course turns him into the, you know, to cyborg. And of course, like I said, he's extremely mad and extremely angry when he wakes up and sees what his father's done to him, and he literally wants to kill him. Okay, and of course, what happens is Halo, she for some reason she's in tune to the mother box, well, she's in tune with the father box, with the mother box, but she's, you know, since she got her powers from the from the motor box, she's in tune with the father box that basically turns, you know, Victor Stone into cyborg. So she literally goes through creates a boom tube, and appears at Star Lab just before Victor's getting ready to kill his father, and she manages to calm him down, okay, and quell his rage, and of course, you know, he's happy, and then Victor, his father's telling him, listen, say Victor, so we can find out. I had to do this, you know, you would have died, and he said, you turned me into this freak, you know, and he's mad. He said, I gotta leave, you know, and Halo, you know, he said, can I go with you? And she said, yeah, sure, you can come with us. And basically, he goes back to them to Harbor Highland, and he's the newest addition to that little crew of heroes on there, and you know, that's where the episode kind of ends with him getting, you know, joining up with the crew and then being introduced to the other heroes. Okay, and of course, now the next episode, I believe, is episode 12, which is called Nightmare Monkeys. Now this episode is good because this is features Garfield Logan, aka you know, Beast Boy, and this is episode heavily figures on him. In this iteration of course, we know that he's like a big TV star, and he's he's of course like you know, the stepbrother of to Miss Martian, okay, and so this episode kind of, you know, is with him on his TV show that he's doing and stuff, and we find Granny Goodness, aka Granny Goodness. She's called Granny Good, I think, on this, and she's like the producer of this TV show that Gar stars on, excuse me. And Garfield has to go. He has a date with a princess, and you know, he's waiting for her to get ready, and she has these virtual goggles that, you know, were made by the studio, you know, Granny Goodness' studio, and he puts them on while he's waiting for her, you know, to play the version of himself from his TV show. And when it actually injects him with a thing, and it kind of makes him kind of go through his life, and you see, you know, his life as, you know, with the Doom Patrol, everything that happened with that, and with, you know, growing up with Miss Martian, and of course, he find out he's kind of stuck, and they kind of contact, you know, Superboy and Miss Martian and stuff, and they kind of, but Gar actually finds his way out of this reality. You know, he has to go through all these stuff, but he goes through all these changes, but he makes his way out of it eventually, and because Miss Martian comes and she tries to, you know, go in the game to get him out, but he actually finds his way out on his own, but he also knows that Granny Goodness is the one that actually came up with these virtual reality goggles, and she's been using these on metahumans. Okay, and so they know now that this is all part of the plot. You know, the light part of with the light. You know, they're working with the light, and he kind of, you know, gives them the you know, the information so they can go track her down. And the episode kind of ends with Gar, you know, see, of course, because we didn't see Miss Martian and Gar together in season 1. Okay, season 1 of Young Justice, so we get to see that, and we know that they have that relationship, that he was her adopted brother, or no, she was the adopted sister. Anyway, somewhere, you know, their family basically, which, like I said, we haven't seen them together until, like I said, I think it was season 1. That was the last time we really saw them together, I believe. Maybe season 2. I'm trying to remember season 2, but I think that's what the last time we saw them together. So it's nice to revisit that relationship. Okay, and now, you know, the Titans have something to go off of. Okay, and not the Titans. Well, Young Justice, Titans, same thing. Anyway, the last episode, episode 13, is called True Heroes, and this episode is when they actually, hold on for a minute. Just want to make sure I get this right, because I'm trying to remember it from 2 days ago. literally. Hold on. Let me just. Oh, this is the. Oh, I'm sorry. This episode is when they find out, since they know where the goggles came from. They figure that's where Tara is, and they can go try to rescue Tara. Geo-Force's sister, and they all go except Cyborg and Halo. They let them stay there because they don't want Victor, because Victor had an incident where he freaked out, and the father box kind of took over, and she was the only Halo's the only one that could calm him down. So while everybody else goes off to try to save Tara and investigate, Granny Goodness, they leave him behind with her at the house, and she's there and she's talking with I'm trying to think who she's having a conversation with if I'm trying to remember this right. She's having a conversation about school and all this stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. In the last episode, they also showed the Forager, disguising himself as human, and Halo going to school. Okay, and them trying to fit in and going to school at the same time, which was a really kind of fun adventure and stuff. But anyway, so they leave Cyborg and Halo back while the rest of them go off to try to rescue Tara. Okay, and of course, while he's there, the motor box kicks in again. The father box kicks in again, and he starts attacking Halo, and then eventually, she's able to calm him down and actually remove all the parts of that, so he's fully in control now. Now, but back to them rescuing Tara. They actually go to the island and they find her. Okay, they get a clue from the glasses that they know where she is, and they go to that island. Superboy, Nightwing, Artemis, and Geo-Force, and Forager, and they actually find Tara. After a few battles with a few villains and stuff, they actually manage to escape with Tara. And of course, he's reunited with his sister. And of course, Geo-Force is happy he's reunited with his little sister. And things are seemingly are on the upswing. They're battling. They had a few victories against the light. But then we see at the end, little Tara, she's reunited also with Dr. Jace from the island. They have a nice reunion where she forgives her. And then we later see Tara sneak off, and she makes a phone call. And the phone call is to who? Dun, dun, dun. Deathstroke, the Terminator. So just like in the comics, the Judas Contract, Tara is working for the enemy. Okay, I don't know if this they're going to say that she's brainwashed, or she willingly went along with it. I'm probably going to, this is my guess, I'm thinking they're just going to say that she's brainwashed, and that's the light's way of getting a plant inside the young, our heroes. I think so. I'm thinking that she's that she's been brainwashed, and that's why she's going to be a spy, an unwilling spy, I think, in my opinion. So that's just my opinion. Anyway, that's the end of the 13th episode, and like I said, I love the first 13 episodes, season 3. I thought this went pretty good. It was pretty, you had some advancements with the plot and stuff, and now we want to see I want to see the plan, the full plan for the light, with Darkseid and Luthor and Lady Shiva, Terminator, and Vandal Savage. I want to see what their true plan is. Okay, I mean, they kind of hinted around at it, but I want to see what their true plan is, and maybe exactly what they want Tara to spy on them, and maybe she's going to find out now that the heroes, they thought at first that earlier that the Justice League split up into 2, but they were actually covertly working together still. So maybe she's going to let them know that, and other things. And we don't know how long she's going to be a spy, or who's going to find out. Okay, because Garfield Logan, of course, obviously was involved with Tara in the comic books and in the Teen Titans comic cartoon and stuff. But I don't know, he's away from that situation. So I don't know how she's going to get discovered. Maybe she'll get discovered by somebody else, one of the other heroes. Like maybe, I'm trying to think who else around her age range that's around there. I mean, Forager is kind of a young. He's kind of, well, Forager's when he has his I guess thing that changes him into a human. He looks like a young teenager, but I don't know if they're gonna have him be the one that maybe he's gonna have feelings for Tara, and then maybe eventually he's gonna find out that she's really betraying him. We'll see how that plays out. But anyway, let me know what you think of Young Justice Season 3 Outsiders, episode 10 to 13. What do you think of that? And what do you think of the seasons so far? The first part of the season, what do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below and let me know what you think. I have links to my social media in the description box, my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. I also have a link to my other channel, Paul's Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.